man, I'm tired right now. I've had enough drawing today. I've been working very hard. All I have to do is make one YouTube video. That's what's on my agenda for today. Just gotta make one YouTube video. And I think I've had a nice original idea. I was thinking to myself, POV, I'm thinking, why don't I find some TikTok art tutorials and rate them? I did this with Instagram tutorials. Why don't I do it with TikTok? This way I can generate some original content. Oh, what is this? Oh my gosh. Dude, oh my god. Episode 14? How did I not know about this? Hey, that's me. As long as it's only one person who's done. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not even angry. Has my plan been thwarted? I don't know. I'm gonna have to come up with a more original idea. I just don't know what it's gonna be. Oh, wait a minute. Since you guys are always running up my DMs, asking for advice, let's do a video where we make TikTok art tutorials. I think that'll be fun. So I've loaded some DMs up here in Clip Studio Paint. Let's go ahead and see what we can learn today. All right, so let's go ahead and make our first tutorial. All right, first drawing courtesy of creator number 2. Hello. If I'm not wrong, you do art reviews, right? I was hoping you could help me receive my dream art style. And then we have these drawings right here, which I guess is what we're aiming at versus what her current style is. Thank you, smiley face. Okay, now there are numerous videos about this on the internet already, guys. You already know this advice. Don't focus on art style. Focus on improvement. Art style will come with time. You can't force it. But there are some things we can do to try and approach this art style. So let's go ahead and get technical here. Okay, so what I'm gonna try and do is pick 2 or 3 features to focus on to move closer towards the original style. One thing I'm really noticing here about this style is that the eyes are quite minimalized, whereas our submitter in question, creator 2, draws eyes in a style something like this, which is totally acceptable, by the way. Our reference here has eyes that look a little bit more like this. You can see the difference from one to the other. Conversely, there is a little bit more detail placed into the lips, so maybe something like this, as opposed to the original mouth, which was like that. And the proportions are just all around a little bit more realistic, a little bit less exaggerated, with some harsher blacks being used for shapes like the eyebrows. Something like this, as opposed to this. And same for neck shadows and such. Alrighty, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and make this tutorial. All right, let's go. How can we make this drawing more interesting? This drawing comes to us courtesy of Pauling Cat, who wants her art to look a little bit more like this style up here. Now, usually I would not really recommend focusing on style, but let's do it. For a more in-depth explanation as to everything I'm going to do here, check out my latest YouTube video. But for now, let's just go ahead and start making adjustments. The first thing I'm going to do, and this is anatomy related, give this character a side plane on their head. That's very important. Now we can see this eye is very misplaced. I will erase the eyes, as stylistically they are quite a bit different. I can keep most of this one. We can see that these eyes are much more simplified. We would actually end up with something like this. Additionally, the facial proportions are a little bit more realistic, so I'll slide the nose down and bring the mouth up. And it's actually important to note that the lips in the original are actually a little bit more detailed. And I would say those are a couple of simple adjustments we can make. I'm going to move the eyebrow position a little bit and also give it a solid black color. I know you guys love it when I work on eyebrows. And similarly, a dark black shadow under the neck. Personally, I liked the original eyes a little bit better, assuming they were adjusted to actually fit the face. But overall, I'd say this is okay and is definitely closer to that reference. Alrighty, let's see a before and after. Oh, maybe this eye is supposed to be blank. Okay, moving on to tutorial number 2. This drawing comes to us courtesy of the one and only, allegedly. Oh, sorry, David. Hey, any tips on how I can fix this drawing? Yes, I think so. Okay, so in my flagship video, my most popular, well-received video of all time, I talked a lot about facial symmetry when it came to drawing attractive faces and the importance of creating appealing faces. I actually don't think I got any criticism for that in particular, because it's true. This face should actually not be hard to improve. move. All right, so if we draw a face down here, as you kids love to do, you may be familiar with the idea of the horizontal eye line. I talked about this concept actually in my last common drawing mistakes video where I talked about perspective lines. So really, I'm kind of remaking that video here. But when we have a line like this, we need to make sure that features are symmetrical with respect to it. So if eye number 1 is this tall, going across like this, eye number 2 should fall in this same sort of space. If the outside corner of eye number 1 is right here and the inside is right here, the same should be true in order to achieve a symmetrical eye level and tilt. And if we look up here at this drawing and I draw my central line all the way through, do I need to add any further lines? I mean, oh my gosh. Oh no, geez, what's going on here? Listen. All right, let's just go ahead and make this video. How can we fix this drawing? This drawing comes to us courtesy of David. I think all we need to do for this one is just look back at an older video of mine. Let's see, what did I say back then? This idea of parallel lines is going to carry over to features on this box. To speak more specifically here, if we have a face and the mouth is angled like this, the eyes are also going to be angled to that same degree, like so. All right, so I think we now know what to do. Let me go ahead and draw a line right here, and oh no, this is really tragic. All right, let's just go ahead and grab this eye here and rotate it to be about in line with the other eye. And I would say something like this should make a huge difference. All right, now we have our final drawing tutorial. This drawing tutorial will be for Nana. Not sure if this is where we are supposed to send in art. It is. But this is how my art looks right now. And we have these drawings. But I really want it to look like these next ones. And we have some nice illustrations here. Any tips on how to do it? Thank you. Yet again, we have an undue focus on style, but that's okay. Or is it? This one's actually a little bit more difficult than those last two, but let's see what we can do. So I think one of the biggest things that I notice about this original here is the overall symmetry of the face. Now, obviously, there is some asymmetry in which side of the face is larger, but the overall tilt and angling of things is pretty symmetrical and pleasing to look at. The line art is also very soft, but also confident. I'm seeing some attempt at that softness down here, but it loses a little bit of its confidence and overall clarity. And lastly, I really like the value grouping in this image here. We have a nice gradient from the bottom of the hair to the top, and we've also framed the face in this nice soft shadowing. So as opposed to something like this, let's see what we can come up with here. Sketch, face. One thing I already know I want to fix about the original is that in the original, the eyes are looking slightly different directions. That just will not fly. It looks like slightly more realistic eyes are also in line with this desired style. I'm going to make sure that our nose actually gets pushed out from the face. Of course, get our lips, eyebrows, kind of block in the hair here, and we'll get the bun. Let's try applying some of these value groupings. All of the facial features will be quite dark. We're going to want to find a gradient for the hair. Kind of frame the face here with some of those soft lines. Darken the outline of the face. And then I'll go in with a gradient on the hair. And I'm actually going to reverse it from the original. Wobbly lines around the outside. That make things better or worse? Better, I guess. Bear in mind, of course, that getting to the same level of aesthetic mastery as the original will take many years of practice. But these are some tricks we can use to get a little bit closer. Again, emphasizing the messiness of the lines out here, the fading into the focal point of the face, and then the relative cleanliness of the facial features themselves. All right, so let's go ahead and make that tutorial. How can we make this drawing more appealing? This drawing comes to us courtesy of Nana, who says that she wants her style to look a little bit more like this drawing over here. So how can we do that? I'm going to go ahead and start with a few basic corrections, although I will try not to change the drawing too fundamentally. I'm just going to make sure that both eyes are looking the same direction, as the alternative would really be no good. I'm also going to go ahead and push the nose into a nice 3/4 perspective and adjust the mouth accordingly as well. Now, to try and capture some of this over here, I'm going to start by giving the silhouette a bit of a thicker outline. Don't really worry about it being too clean. I'll use some darker tones to box in the face, and then I really want to go ahead and add some darker tones to the facial features as well. I'm then going to add some light cross-hatching shading under the jaw and around the outside of the face to frame the face, and then I'm going to go ahead and give the hair a gradient. On the reference, this gradient goes bottom to top, but I'm now going to go top to bottom. But I am assuming this character has pretty dark hair, so I don't want to push that too far. I'll add a few finishing touches here and there, some hatching below the bottom lip and the nose, and I'm a sucker for these thick eyelashes. Achieving the same level of aesthetics as a piece like this is going to take a few years of practice, but here are some tips to get just a little bit closer. Alrighty, I hope that this was helpful. Let's just go ahead and do a quick before versus after. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. Bet you never heard that one before, but it would be appreciated, and then you can watch even more of my videos. Okay, well, I guess that's about it. Check out the end card. Have fun.